Well, again, I just wanted to check in after another day of knocking on some doors here in District 99. Don't mind the lighting. It's getting a little bit dark, so I just want to make sure you could actually see my face. So, one of my favorite things to do when I'm out doing this and knocking on doors is just to be in the neighborhoods where I grew up. I mean, I was back in a neighborhood today where I spent a lot of time where my cousins lived, and we were riding our bikes up and down the same hill that I was walking and running up and down today. So it's a good time to be out there. And the one thing that is so much fun is just having conversations with people. And I want to thank everybody for your hospitality. There have been so many people who've invited me in, and we've stood on your front porch and talked. And it wasn't exactly warm today, but a lot of people came outside and stood there for a few minutes just to share their thoughts with me. And I really do appreciate that. I'm hearing a lot, and obviously this weekend, one of the main things I was hearing about was the idea of gun violence. I mean, there are a lot of different ideas out there about how we deal with this, but the number one thing that I'm hearing from people is that it's time. It's time to deal with it, and it's time to deal with it now. And if we attack it on all fronts, then great, let's do it. Let's approach the idea of discussing guns and what our limitations should be. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about education, child welfare, everything. People are ready to have the discussion, and that gives me hope. I think that's a great thing. And I also like talking to people about some of the things that are deeply personal to them. One conversation I had this weekend was with someone who has to use opioids herself for a back problem that has been there for years, and it's maintained and it's treated well with the use of opioids. And that's something that I think is an important piece of this discussion that we're having about these drugs that have been causing so many problems. There is legitimate use, and if it's done well, it can be something that can actually be very useful for somebody. So, she asked me if I were to be her representative, to be a voice for her, to talk about her story as well. And that's something that's really important to me. I have to hear as many of these stories as possible so that I can represent you well when I do make it to Des Moines. So if I haven't made it to your neighborhood yet, just be patient. I'm getting there. I'm definitely going to cover this entire district, and I want to hear from as many people as possible. So thank you again for all the time, and I'll be checking in again real soon.